Okay, so do I just start whenever?
Start whenever you are ready.
All right, I'm just gonna stand up real quick. All righty. Good morning, Westcoast fellows and guests, and welcome to my business pitch, Don's Empire. Before I start, I would like to first introduce myself. My name is Brandon Chaingam, and I am a freshman at Rosemont College. Here in this picture, you can see that I play volleyball. And basically what I want to show is that even outside of the work setting, I am a team player. 3 out of the 4 years that I played volleyball in high school, I was captain on the varsity level. This means that I know how to work and lead a team. So what is Don's Empire? Our mission at Don's Empire is to provide everyone a new and more natural way to physical relief through CBD. Now, CBD has a plethora of different benefits to the human body. Here is a list of a few of them. 1, CBD can lower anxiety. 2, it can treat body or joint pains. And 3, CBD can treat depression. So now to get more into what Don's Empire is. Don's Empire will be a private labeling and drop shipping site of CBD products and hemp. A few examples of products being sold would be hemp flowers, CBD oils, topicals, drinks, and edibles. So before I get into what exactly Don's Empire is, I'd like to explain what dropshipping is. So as a dropshipper, you would be serving as the middleman between the customer and the supplier. So this means that, let's say a customer bought a product from the supplier through my website for $200. I would then keep $50 profit and give the rest $150 to the supplier in order to be able to private label the supplier's product and in order for the supplier to deliver their product to the customer. What makes dropshipping so desirable is that as a college student, I do not have to worry about keeping inventory or having the responsibility to prepare the product to deliver to the customer. And that is utterly amazing for me because it allows me to be more flexible and more proactive. So what the heck is CBD and isn't it illegal? Well, CBD is one out of many chemical compounds found in cannabis. CBD does not contain the psychoactive effects as its counterpart, THC. Instead, CBD has more of a physical relief. I just wanted to say that CBD is found in marijuana, but there are different types of marijuana. In this slide, I want to go over the 3 most main plants that are commonly used in the United States. To start off on the left, industrial hemp. Hemp usually has a low amount of THC, but a high amount of CBD. And since it has a low amount of THC, it is legal within Pennsylvania and many other states in the United States. Also, hemp is also a strong natural fiber. This means that it can be used to create ropes, it could be used to create biodegradable bags, and many other things. And now moving on to cannabis sativa and cannabis indica. Now, since cannabis indica and sativa produces high amount of THC, both are seen as medical marijuana under the federal government, and both contain a lot of regulation and strict policies. So now to get into the legality of CBD in PA. In order for you to grow industrial hemp or process hemp, it would cost around $150 in order to obtain a permit. And with having a permit, you would be able to legally process and grow industrial hemp. Next, you would have to be over the age of 18 or 21 in some states. And also anything CBD related with a low amount of THC is legal in Pennsylvania. Hemp flower must have a THC percentage of 0.3% or lower, and a permit is not required to sell CBD products, but it is required to grow or process hemp. So now I would like to get into my business plan in 3 phases. In phase 1, I would first like to acquire a business license to seem more professional throughout the CBD industry. Next, I would then connect with high quality CBD and hemp dropship suppliers. Third, I would start my CBD dropshipping site and find a payment processor. A payment processor is basically a company like PayPal where they process your transactions. However, since CBD is related to marijuana and not every state in the country legalized the plant, companies like PayPal have strict regulations and policies when it comes to this. So that means I would have to find a company that is less well known than PayPal but works just as good. And lastly, in phase 1, I would start branding my products and launch a social media marketing campaign in order to gain traction within my company. In phase 2, after having success in my dropshipping phase, I would then want to acquire a property and a grower's license. As I mentioned before, the grower's license would cost $150. And then in that point on, I would then become a wholesale distributor or a dropship supplier. In my last and final phase, I would then acquire a license to grow medical marijuana, and that would cost $200,000. However, in order to be eligible to acquire a permit, you would need to have access to $2 million in capital. My hope is that I'll be able to save enough money from phase 1 and phase 2 to accumulate that capital. Third, I would then develop legal grow operations in Pennsylvania or in more weed-friendly states such as California or Colorado. My last and final thing for phase 3 would be to develop high-quality strains as a grower in both hemp and medical marijuana. That concludes my presentation. Does anyone have any questions? If no one has any questions right now, please feel free to contact me on LinkedIn or at my email. Thank you, and this was Don's Hempire.
All right, great. You can stop sharing your screen so we can give you a big round of applause.
Awesome.
Yay! Good job.